Hi, I'm Dylan Garza, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on algae biofuels, and my presentation is called The Undertaking of Algae. So, intro and background. Basically, the question I asked myself was, can algae be a biofuel? So algae is a single-cell organism that can grow in saltwater or freshwater environments. Most strains of algae grow using photosynthesis, which, like plants, uses sunlight and carbon dioxide to produce the algae's biomass and oil, which are the two products used for the biofuel. Algae biofuel research has been going on since the 1970s, and some scientists have claimed that algae is the solution for an alternative and renewable energy. So, growth and cultivation, the algae is either grown using an open pond system or a system using enclosed photobioreactors. Those are in the two images shown on the slideshow. In the open system, the algae is grown in conditions that replace their natural environment. The shallow pond method involves a 1-foot deep pond in which a paddle wheel is used to provide circulation and help circulate nutrients throughout the system. The algae is then harvested once what is called the algae broth has circulated through the loop. The enclosed photobioreactors are clear, transparent tubes where algae grows outside, which allows the sunlight to penetrate the clear tubes. The algae broth is pumped through the tubes, allowing for photosynthesis. And then once this algae broth is circulated, it can be collected. The algae biomass, after being collected from either the open pond or the photobioreactors, still need further harvesting, which is usually done through gravity settlement or centrifuge. So, how the biofuel is produced. Algae go through the photosynthetic process using light and CO2 in order to create biomass, which is organic matter used as fuel. Microalgae and the algae that are being focused on for biofuels have been recognized due to their heavy oil content as well as their quick production of biomass. The natural oil that is produced by algae is perfect for producing biodiesel. The algae can also produce hydrogen gas. Their biomass can be burned or anaerobically digested in order to make methane. And the biomass can also be treated in order to produce crude bio-oil. The development status. So, algae use in the creation of biofuel was predicted to be the face of renewable energy, of the renewable energy industry, and it was researched from 1970 to 1990, and again from 2009 to 2017. There was a very large pursuit of research in this area by both the government and large corporations, but however, after this research was concluded, these companies and the government came to the conclusion that algal biofuel production was too expensive and dealt with major limiting factors when it came to production. As a result, the research hasn't been extremely extensive, but is still being improved and developed upon. Carbon footprint. So, algae are a large consumer of CO2 and can have a large impact on the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. The algae recycle carbon in the atmosphere that are produced through the use of fossil fuels. They're also large producers of oxygen, and the biofuel they produce would reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 16% as compared to like petroleum oil that was used. So the economic impact, the cost of production for the algal oil is highly variable due to many factors that go into its production. The yield of biomass content of the oil, the size of the production system, and the cost of recovering the outputs all play a role in the cost of production. As a result, the cost of production for algal oil is around $10.50 per gallon, whereas compared to petroleum diesel, the price is around $2 to $3 per gallon. So as for communication, there has been some communication to the public from corporations such as ExxonMobil through the use of social media platforms. However, most of the information is being communicated in science-related articles and journals, which most of the public doesn't really look into. So the communication hasn't really been very strong. So my analysis of the situation, biofuels are currently too costly to implement them into the market, and production methods currently aren't efficient enough to mass produce the fuel in order to compete with other fuel sources. The need for further research and development is still required in order to improve the production methods, as well as reduce the costs for both the companies and the general public. And then plan of action. There are many research and development efforts that can be pursued. There are different aspects looking to be improved upon already, such as increasing oil content of new or existing strains of algae, increasing their growth rate, or developing a systematic algal growth environment in either an open air or a closed air system. And all of this would improve upon reducing costs and increasing efficiency in the production of algae biofuels.